Chapter 2: Why Solo and Small GovCon Teams Need Their Own CRM System. If you're listening to this chapter, it means you care about being organized, consistent, and ready to grow in the government marketplace. And that's already sets you apart. But here's the truth: most people don't acknowledge out loud. The GovCon world was not built with small teams in mind, okay? It was built for the large. So, because they're looking for people who can already do the work, established, can manage multiple teams, and all those things. And because of that, small teams have unique struggles that big primes, large primes, never feel. This chapter explains those struggles clearly and shows why a CRM designed specifically for a small GovCon business is not optional, it's essential. Let's begin. Now, let's talk about the reality of small GovCon teams, all right, and small GovCon businesses. If you're a solo founder or if you are a team, maybe you only have 2 people or 5 people, 6, 7, not a really large team, because most of your people are the subject matter experts performing on a contract. So when I say teams, I mean who's working in the office, your day-to-day office, right? Your daily operations and so forth and so on, because the people that are the subject matter expert are performing on the contract. So they will not be working in the system unless they're doing their time cards and so forth and that. But you'll have another system set up for that. But when I say those small teams, now your life looks very different from a large company's business development BD environment, right? Your day might include responding to clients' emails, prepping for a kickoff meeting, researching a new forecast opportunity, updating SAMGov.gov alerts. You're searching in FPDS and G. You're all in USAspending.gov. You're answering your teammates' questions. You're following up on prime contractors that you're trying to potentially team with. You're gathering documents. You're archiving documents. You're working on deliverables and trying to squeeze in BD before you run out of energy. Now you're trying to do all those BD, the business development activities, before you run out of energy. All the while managing operations. Now you have to create invoices. Oh, by the way, balance and family life, because many people, as a solo founder or a small team, you still have family life engagements, right? So you're trying to put those in this 24-hour period every day. Okay. Now try to stay encouraged, keeping your mindset, and then keeping your business financially stable. Those are many of the challenges. Okay. So this is not the life of a large prime contractor, all right, in GovCon space. But this is our life, right? This is the life of small business owners everywhere. All right. And here's what that means: your tools must match your reality. Too many times, our tools do not react our reality nor our money. Okay. We're going in all this debt. Then we've got all this debt with the interest, which is going to also take away from our business, because now you have to pay that interest, which you could have used that interest to apply to something else, on payroll, investing in your business. So that's why I say you must use tools to match your reality. Now, not a dream version of your business, not a future phase of your business. Let's focus on where we are right now, not what others think you should use. You need tools designed for where you are right now. Right now. That's just how it is. When you're in the military, you go to basic training. Because they have to prepare you for what you're about to endure. It's the same with government contracting, okay? Even in college, you go to orientation till you can learn what it is that you're about to. You don't start off as a senior, you start off as a freshman. And too many times small businesses try to start off as a large when there are a startup or a small, very small business, and you don't have those tools and resources in place yet. Okay, so you're still working on that. So that's why I say you have to use the tools where you are. Now, while the large companies use the big CRMs, you know, those CRMs don't work for small teams. They really don't, because they're complicated. It takes one person just to manage that system sometimes, okay? And that part is important. Large CRM platforms like Salesforce, HubSpot do have a feature, but it's so complicated because when I tried to use it, there was a lot going on. Now, many small business will use it, and I do. If that's where you're at, use it, please, by all means. It's just a learning curve. Once you get the learning curve down, you should be good to go. And all the others, right, were built for large business development teams. They assume you have a dedicated business development staff. You have time to enter detailed notes. You have an analyst supporting you, capture managers, proposal managers, the data entry support specialist. You have the weekly BD meeting with staff. But when we first started, we know that's not our reality. For small teams, all right, those assumptions do not work. When you're running a business with one person, maybe two people, maybe even up to five most or more, you simply don't have the bandwidth for complex systems. So what happens? You try the big software, you get overwhelmed, you stop updating it, the system collapses, and the business continues operating off memory, screenshots, scattered notes, sporadic. It's not consistent. And then we wonder why we're not building our pipeline, our opportunities, our relationships, staying on top of those things. This leads to missed opportunities, missed follow-ups, missed teaming connections, and unnecessary stress. As a small business, there's already enough stress. There's so much stress. So we don't want unnecessary stress. The problem was never you. The problem was the tool, because you're the subject matter expert in that area. You know how to do your job. You're just trying to manage the daily operations while you're performing your job as well. Okay. So this is why we recommend you build simple systems, right? This is why we build practical stuff that we can implement today. And this is why we build a system you can consistently use on the job, right? Even on your busiest days. That's what we need. We don't need something that's going to take us days to implement, days to understand. You got to read every journal out there to understand. There's no user guide. And if the user guide is so complicated, we can't understand it, we give up. We just go back to doing what we know, because if it's hard to implement, we're not going to use it. Because we look, I got enough on my plate. I'm working hard enough. I can't sit here and try to figure this out right now. I got work due by the end of the day, close of business. Oh, by the way, I still got my monthly status report to do. And then I still got to have 3 meetings with this vendor, that vendor, this contractor. No, we don't have time for that. So now, why small teams need a CRM designed for small teams? Let's talk about this and what actually works. Small GovCon teams need a simple, visual, because we love visuals, minimum, okay? It has to be minimum, sustainable, fast to update, fast to understand, designed around our daily routine and our rhythm. All right, you need a CRM that gives you clarity in seconds, not minutes. All right, a CRM that tells you who needs a follow up, which partners mattered most, what opportunities are worth pursuing, what is due this week, because we ain't worried about next week because we're just trying to get through this week. What needs to be archived, we're done with. What's moving forward and what's not. What needs your attention today? Our reality. All without an admin staff, an IT support. We don't need the steep learning curves or 12 or more dashboards that we never actually really use. Small teams win by staying consistent, not by managing complexity. The unique burden of small teams carry. Let's go deeper. Solo founders and these small 2 to 5 person teams don't just do business development. They do everything else, okay? We do the BD, the capture, the outreach, attending the outreach events, teamings, and then doing all the meetings with the teaming partners. We do the proposals. We do the client delivery. We do the consulting work. If you're a coach, you do the coaching work. Admin, accounting, marketing, planning. We do the strategy. We do the hire. We do the content creation. That is why your CRM must save time, reduce the stress that we are already facing, create clarity, and help us focus. All right? Not more work. The CRM is not supposed to be another burden. All right? It is supposed to lighten the burden you are already carrying. Why GovCon is especially hard without a CRM. In most industries, you can get away with being disorganized in the private sector, but when in GovCon, disorganization has a cost, a real cost. Lost opportunities, missed deadlines, expired connections, unanswered emails, partner relationships that fade away, agency conversations that go nowhere because you didn't follow up. Because you may follow up one time, they don't answer because they're busy. They have hundreds of people reaching out to them daily. Your email can get lost in the spam. It doesn't matter. As a contractor, I stayed busy. I was at speaking engagements. I was doing peer reviews. I was so overwhelmed. Then, oh, by the way, I still got to award these contracts. I still got to post these contracts for solicitation. Then they have to go for. So do not take it personal. They are busy just like you are busy, managing multiple things. But GovCon has rewards. The business that stays visible, consistent, and persistent. And you cannot be consistent without a tool that supports your consistency. All right, the power of a small team CRM. When your CRM is designed for your size, everything changes. You follow up on time. You know who you talk to. You know what stage each opportunity is in. You know what needs attention. You build strong relationships. You know who's answering those emails and who's not, and who you should prioritize and who you shouldn't. Stop chasing everything. You start prioritizing what matters. You feel less overwhelmed. And when overwhelm goes down, your confidence goes up, your clarity goes up, your consistency goes up, and your results go up. That is the transformation this systems offer. All right. Now, the purpose of this chapter, exists to help you understand one core truth. You are not failing because you lack discipline. You are struggling because you don't have a system that fits your reality, your right now, your life. Once you have a CRM designed for your size, your bandwidth, your workload, your business type, your daily challenges, it dissipates. It's not as hard. You feel finally supported, not pressured, not overwhelmed, not behind, just supported. That is why chapter 2 matters and why this system matters. But in the next chapter, we're going to break down the full GovCon pipeline from early targeting through post-award and show you how your CRM organized every stage. This is where your system begins to take shape. And when you are ready, let's continue to chapter 3, understanding the GovCon pipeline. All right, y'all, now take care.